Others injured, including 11 kids, 9 of which suffered gunshot wounds. A mass shooting during the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl victory parade. KC Police Chief Stacey Graves.
When it happened, we all turned to start running, and I thought that they were right behind me. And when I seen that they weren't behind me and I turned around and I saw her laying down, I was scared.
Well, that was a man at the parade. Now, the police chief said 3 people are in custody. At least one weapon has been recovered by police. They did not give any motive or reveal any of their identities. Special counsel Jack Smith urges the U.S. Supreme Court to turn down former President Trump's bid to delay his election interference trial. America is listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
And it is Thursday. We're so happy it's Thursday. That's closer to Friday. Then we can say GIF and all that sort of good stuff. Yay. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp. I'm Lee Barris.
So welcome to the Thursday edition of Live and Local Real Talk. We got, kind of a wild show coming up this morning. We're going to have at 8 o'clock, right at 8 o'clock, we've got Senator Tom Tillis. We're going to be checking in with him. He's got all sorts of things going on out there. And then with all the national news, the daily news, the Trump and Biden stuff, holy mackerel.
We also have Emily Morrison from the North Carolina Cooperative Extension coming in right after 8. And I'm anxious to hear what she's got to say. I hope we're talking about the spring planting season.
We got to get ready. I got to get some stuff in the ground now.
Yes.
And see where
it's time.
Yes, it is. It's a little late for me, but I'm going to do it anyway. And so we get things going. Maybe we'll line up this room full of growing.
I think we should put the pineapple plants right along the wall so Kelly and I can be kind of like pinching on them a little bit during the show. Yeah, they're so good.
That was amazing.
So did y'all have a good Valentine's Day?
I rode the roads.
You rode the roads.
I rode the roads. And then I came home and rested.
Okay.
So to say, it was cold out there yesterday. The wind.
Yeah, well, it wasn't nearly as bad as it has been.
That's true. That's true. But
not too bad.
Some of the areas that I was in and outside, it was pretty windy and chilly.
Why can't people behave and enjoy the moment?
Because the world's different nowadays. It's
Why?
not the same. That's a good question. Why? What has happened to our world?
What's going on?
It used to be you can go in a grocery store and people said, "Excuse me," and try to always apologize for being in your way. Nowadays, they'll run you over with their shopping cart and don't even talk about parking. Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah, they fight at parking lots.
It's terrible.
Tragedy in Kansas City yesterday.
That was crazy.
As the winners of the Super Bowl and diehard fans celebrated, gunfire erupted in the inn. One person was dead, at least 22 others hurt. KKFI community radio station DJ Lisa Lopez Galvin, a fan and a mother, died. She was shot at the end of the parade at Kansas City's Union Station. She reportedly died during surgery at a hospital from a gunshot wound to her abdomen. Lopez Galvin was in her mid-40s and lived with her husband and 2 children. 11 of the other 22 victims were children. Bystanders tackled one person. That man and 2 others are in custody, but so far, almost nothing about those people has been released. For such a tragic event, very little information has come out. President Biden, of course, immediately called for anti-gun action by Congress. Anti-constitutional action by Congress. Other political hacks will dust off their speeches without a doubt and look for television cameras today. None will address the root causes of the shootings. None will address the need for background checks that include red flags for individuals that have mental issues. Interesting to note that Biden's remarks come during his son's trial for lying about his drug use when he filled out a federal form so he could buy a gun. And lest we forget, Sleepy Joe's daughter-in-law took Hunter's pistol and dumped it into a public trash can 11 days after he bought it.
God grief. Anybody could have picked that
thing.
It was near a school.
Yeah.
Oh,
idiot.
Anybody who does that is an idiot.
Yep. So anyway, and that daughter-in-law, by the way, is also Hunter's girlfriend now.
Oh, that was
Bo's wife.
Yeah. That's
widow.
Right. Yeah.
Is that paying her back for helping them out?
Whatever. Have you ever, I know you have. Have you ever participated in a focus group?
I have.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I have too.
One a political and one a work related.
Well, I did a work related.
Right.
I've done
Looking
work
through the
related.
one-way glass at the group as a moderator, ask about their opinions on various topics and personalities, especially news topics and TV news anchors. Pretty eye-opening, I can tell you that.
Oh.
Watching behind, because they ask about everybody, our competition and everybody,
Oh.
and ask for their opinions.
Would that be a competitive focus workshop?
Yep, it is. That's what it is.
Pretty
In a recent New York Times article of the largest voter group interviews the unaffiliated folks like me,
Mm-hmm. Like you.
the voters from around the country were not kind when they described President Biden, with most admitting they are leaning toward former President Trump in 2024, despite their own derisive assessments of him. They don't like him either.
I've heard a lot of that. I've heard a lot.
The Times spoke with 13 undecided independent voters about the two leading candidates and the issues most important to them heading into the election. The voters, ranging from 22 to 64 years of age, were most concerned about the economy, citing the rising cost of groceries and other bills. This in spite of what a few folks are saying, there's no problem with the economy. Biden is one of them. The economy's in good shape.
Tell that to my pocketbook when I go to the grocery store.
Of 13 voters, 12 said they would base their vote on the issue, and 11 of them said they were leaning now toward Trump in the election. 11 out of 13 independents.
Surprise.
If that carries across the board, wow. The voters did not bite their tongues when they were asked about Biden. He's a little bit senile and can't do the job. It's time to step down. That's what Natalie tweeted. I think he's unfit for the presidency. A president should be the commander-in-chief, and he does not appear to be capable commander-in-chief. That's what Richard, 36, said. North Carolina Councilor Kim, she's 43, called Biden a puppet. That's because I feel like he really tap dances. I don't know what he's done. It just seems like he's just throwing things out there to please almost anyone. Alabama mother Yelena, 22, also felt she could not trust the president. The word that immediately came up was disingenuous. Nothing that is said really connects with me. I don't feel like I'm being told the truth. I don't feel like I'm being told anything up front. I was just so disappointed with the ounce of hope I had left when we just started pouring money into the Israel conflict. Despite reservations, 11 of them said they will vote for Trump over Biden if the election were held today. Donald Trump did a better job. Joe Biden, I feel like I don't have a president. That's what Yelena said. She credited the former president with starting a conversation on immigration. Take a look at what's going on, what's happening with the economy. Look at it for real with your eyes and not all the people around you. Robin, 59, from New Hampshire, added. Even one of the two voters who said he'd vote for Biden over Trump if the election were held today admitted Biden wasn't inspiring at all. That's not much you could basically tell him other than just come up with great policies for the country, Henry, a consultant from Georgia, confessed. When asked if their vote would be swayed if Trump was convicted on the many charges he's facing across different cases, the participants who responded said the outcome of his trials did not matter to them.
I think a
Wow.
lot of people feel that way, though. I've
Wow.
heard that more and more.
I think the most I've heard is that people felt like the lesser of two evils was voting for Trump.
As the one put it,
I had somebody say that to me.
grandpa or the
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
It's hard to make a decision.
Mhm.
If anything, and with Kamala saying that she's ready to step into his shoes right now, and Democrats are quivering.
They're going to give her Velcro tennis shoes too. I'm sorry. It is 2024 is going to be an interesting election year.
It is, and it's going to be vicious. And with the state of the economy, regardless of what the naysayers say, we do have an issue, and it's not just the groceries. It's not. It's everything. Electricity. Gasoline. Of course, I went yesterday. The last time I filled up was 2 weeks ago. It's up to $3 a gallon
That's what
now
I
at the
paid
same place
yesterday.
I go, and it was $2.82 the last time I was there.
Right.
I paid
2 weeks ago.
$2.99 the other day.
It's
There. And you and I go to
$2.99.9.
the same
Yes.
place. Yeah.
$2.99.9 is
Yeah,
$3.
yeah. Oh, I didn't see the 0.9. I just saw the
Neither
2.99.
does
I'm
anybody.
like, yes.
Which brings up a point. Why do they put 0.9
I
after
know.
those
Just make
things?
it even
Why
number.
not making it an even number, really? I agree.
Things I've ever seen. I know it's a ploy.
Yes.
It's a try. Okay, well, yeah, I'm not paying $3 a gallon. I'm paying $2.99.9.
Well, that's one thing in merchandising when you're setting prices on items. I mean, something saying $3.99 looks better than it's saying $4.
Not to
It's-
me.
Well, to me, it doesn't make much sense, but
Some
it's always
people,
been
it is.
a-
It's psychological. You hear
Yes.
the $3.99.
Well, you just said it was $2.99.
Mhm.
No, it's $3. It's $2.99.9.
But I didn't see the 0.9. I just saw the
That was a little
2.99.
tiny
Yeah,
number.
I didn't even see. I just saw, oh, 2.9. Okay.
yes, yesterday I got gas $3, and I'm like, wow, here we go again.
And that was one of the lower places. They're up
Yes.
305, 309.
I saw
I
309
saw
somewhere.
311 somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, look, it was-
$3.12.
2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I went to Carteret County and I was passing through Swansboro. I was going to stop there and get gas, but the traffic in Swansboro has become Hampstead. And
I agree with that.
so I got
Yeah.
through, across the bridges into Carteret County, and there was a Go Gas.
Mhm.
And I thought, Go Gas has always got great prices. No, it was $3.05. And I was like, what is happening? What's happening to the world? $3.05.
I don't know, but it's time we get back on track.
I
don't know
miss
what's
those
happening.
cheap prices.
Good morning. Who's this?
The Donkey Man this morning.
Hey,
Happy
Hall.
late Valentine's Day to y'all.
Same to you. How
Hey,
you
Hall,
feeling
yeah.
today?
I'm feeling a lot better. I
Good.
feel a lot better. I got to go over here to Leland, pick up a dozer, and go to Wake Forest, North Carolina. So
Cool.
we're happy.
Oh,
Happy,
well.
happy.
Happy.
On the road.
Well, that's good.
I heard y'all. Yeah, I enjoy it. I'm carrying a big old bulldozer down there, and everybody's going to have to get out of the way or whatever. But I was listening to y'all talking about my favorite subject, my gasoline price.
Mhm.
So, and I know y'all don't notice the diesel fuel too much, but
Yep.
you live off diesel fuel. So I've seen it at 421 and 425.
Yep, that's what I'm seeing.
418.
Mhm.
So your groceries is fixing to go up again, and then this gasoline's gonna go up even more. Coming up.
Yep.
And it always used to bother me why it went up this time. Oh, well, travel. Okay. I understood why it went up in the wintertime back in the day because there a lot of people use what they call home heating oil, which was diesel fuel to heat their homes.
Yep.
Well, very few people do that anymore. So, but they're having to burn all the electricity. You have to make electricity. Some of them using home heating oil to make electricity to heat these homes. But so get ready for your groceries to go back up. If the eggs went down, they're fitting to go back up, y'all. And your bacon's going to go up.
No.
Because in the wintertime, you got to heat them hog pens and stuff like that. So I just, and I listened to Steve, bless his heart. He's talking about, well, we don't have it bad. We may not have it as bad as other countries. But I'm not going to other countries. I really am not real concerned about other countries. I'm concerned about this country. And I know he's probably listening. We do not have it good. I mean, I see it. I see my equipment hauling is gone down. And the reason it's gone down, interest rates are up. And commercial building, not residential, but commercial building has kind of gone down. New construction, I deal with new construction. That means your earthwork. And right now it's slowed down. And that tells you something. You got to have earth. You got to get the land right before you start building. And some things have been held off. So I'm not hauling as much equipment as I used to, and I can tell that. So we don't have it good. I don't know where he thinks we don't we've got it good. And he didn't say good, but we don't have it that bad. We don't have it good at all. So now he can sit there and talk about this and that and the other and talk about what we've got. We don't. We're in a bad shape, and it's getting worse. It's going to get worse before it gets better. And I just want to throw my 2 cents worth in it this morning.
Yeah. Well, predictions are it's going to get worse this year. And then sometime after September, beginning of September, prices will come down.
Yeah.
So things will look
That's
better
right.
for November.
True.
Well, when they stick Michelle Obama in there in June trying to get Biden out because he's incompetent and this and that, because, both sides are saying it now.
Yeah, they
Well,
are.
his mind, or they're not saying that his memory's bad. I think it was bad when he got elected, but that's just me. But now, Steve, I'm telling you, I know you listen. I don't know where you've been riding around, but I ride these tar tops every day. And if you don't know what a tar top is, it's a highway. It's what truck drivers call a highway. It's just tar top. And I see it. And I've seen where they've got signs up, new construction coming soon, and this and that and the other. And that was a year ago. And so they've halted a lot of stuff. And we got to grow. You got to grow. You can't be stagnant. You've got to grow, and you've got to be solemn, and you've got to do this and that. But Steve, we don't have it good, son. We don't even have it close to good. We don't even have it close to mediocre. We've got it bad, and it's going to get worse. And just like you said, Ray, for about September, you'll see the gas prices go down.
Yep.
And we're feeding Russia and the Ukraine, feeding both sides of the war. But people don't realize that either. That's just the way it is. But that was my 2 cents worth, and I'll shut up. Y'all do what you got to do.
We got a nickel's worth out of that one. Thank you.
I was going to say, cha-ching.
I know, thank you. Hey, y'all be good. I'll talk to you later.
Appreciate it, sir.
Bye, Tim. Be safe.
All right. Have fun. Let's go ahead and take a break, do some weather. I still got a lot to talk about, but we'll get to it as we go along this morning.
Okay.
You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, WSME971.com, all over the world, wherever you are with an internet. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey, this is Chris Rainer, your host for Sports Talk. Tune in tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. We'll have Coach Sean Thompson, Coach Tim Foster of the Jacksonville Cardinals and the Northside Monarchs. In the studio, co-host Robert Farley, co-host Kevin Brown. They'll be covering the big game Friday night between those two teams. We'll see you Friday morning on Sports Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Liberty Mutual presents How to Get Ahead at Work.
It's simple. Just ask for a meeting with your supervisor. While you're discussing the latest sales reports, just slip into the conversation that you customized your home insurance with Liberty Mutual and saved hundreds. Whoa! The business savvy you showed saving hundreds of dollars on home insurance will have you running seminars on saving money in no time.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Based on recent survey of new customers who switched and saved. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. You're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge. Head out to the Swansboro Area Business Showcase on Saturday, February 24th at the beautiful Swansboro Rotary Civic Center. Doors open at 9 a.m. Admission is free. Check out products and services from area companies. Sample free signature menu items from local restaurants from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. Enjoy entertainment on the big stage from youth organizations and local groups. For more information, log on to swansborochamber.org or call 910-326-1174.
Why vote for Republican candidate Suzanne Long on March 5th? Mrs. Long is a conservative Christian with 30 years of experience in Onslow County Schools, serving as a teacher, principal, director of curriculum and instruction, and executive director of exceptional children's programming. She has the perspective of being a military child, and mom of a Jacksonville high school graduate. March 5th, choose a voice for quality public education for children, quality vetted resources and support for staff, and quality commitment to the community. Choose Suzanne Long. Paid for by the committee to elect Suzanne Long for Onslow County Board of Education.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Great Gas and Oil Company, and of course, Wismart and Chappie's Chicken, located at 4111 Gum Branch Road, right here in Jacksonville. And 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert, has all you need when it comes to convenience for gas, cold beverages, and a great selection for quick pickup essentials. Enjoy fresh, not frozen, delicious meals at Chappie's Chicken, located inside Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert. So if you're in a hurry, get it all. Gas, ice cold beverages, convenience store items, and delicious, fresh, not frozen, Chappie's Chicken at Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Boats, motors, and trailers, all available at Tideline Marine. Trade-ins are welcome. New and consignment boats in stock. For the discriminating folks, there are 5 Aloha pontoons, and they're waiting on no one but you. Lund fishing boats for the hardcore anglers who like nothing better than going after redfish and speckled trout in the shallow waters of the White Oak and New Rivers. For the adventurous who love offshore and nearshore challenges, Tideline has several center console aquasports in stock right now. If you're happy with your boat, but your motor is less than reliable, this might be the time to repower with an American-made, American power, top-of-the-line Mercury outboard. In stock now, motors from 15 horsepower to 300 horses. Stop in, take a look-see, get acquainted with the Tideline team of professionals. More than just a marina, it's a full-service operation that includes a limited number of wet slips for powerboats. Tideline Marine and Family, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Offshore today, northwesterly winds around 5 knots, becoming southwesterly around 5 knots late this morning, then increasing to 5 to 10 early in the afternoon, increasing to 10 to 15 with gusts to 20 later today. Seas 2 to 4 feet near shore. Seas only 1 foot, then around 2 feet in this afternoon. Dominant period 9 seconds. It's a good day to go offshore this morning, but come home early. Sounds and rivers flat, increasing to light chop early this afternoon. Tomorrow, northwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming easterly 5 to 10 in the afternoon, 2 to 4 footers, dominant period 5 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. diminishing to a light chop in the afternoon. So, and on Saturday, westerly winds 15 to 20, becoming northwesterly in the afternoon, gust up to 25 knots, seas 3 to 5, except 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers are going to be choppy.
Today, sunny, high of 64. Our winds will be south 6 to 11 miles an hour. However, we could have 20-mile-an-hour gusts, I guess at times. Mostly clear, low of 46. Still gusty tonight. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high of 64. No gusts. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, low of 48. And on Saturday, mostly cloudy, a high of 60 with gusty winds again.
Yeah, it's
Well,
going
I
to be
will say
blustery.
that I'm disappointed that Sunday may be rain in Florida because it's the Daytona.
Well, they can't drive in the rain?
No.
Why?
They're not allowed
No.
to.
At
Why?
200 miles an hour?
Why not?
That's a problem.
You know, going in circles,
That's
as
what
Robin
Kelly
would
does
say.
anyway. She drives 200 miles an hour in the rain.
That not in the rain.
Uh-huh.
I don't like driving fast in the rain.
You do like driving fast when it's sunny?
Sometimes.
Hmm.
Not overly fast, but I'm
How-
not a
what-
turtle when I drive.
What do you mean overly fast? Not overly fast.
I need to get where I'm going.
Yeah, well, that's the point. Leave earlier.
I go the speed limit, Rayford.
I'm sure every bit of it.
Yes.
Plus,
A few. Not in town, only on 40 when I'm trying to
Well,
get somewhere.
I just don't do it anymore because I just set the speedometer, at a certain speed and just hang back, let everybody pass me. It's less stressful for me because 40 and 85.
get better gas mileage too.
Yes, it's crazy.
A migrant teen, you guys remember this story from a week or so ago, arrested and released after the Times Square gang attack on New York Police Department officers. He's been arrested by law enforcement in connection to a recent Macy's robbery. Darwin Andres Gomez Ezequiel, 19 years old, arrested Wednesday morning on charges of robbery and petty larceny, a day after he and 3 other suspects who still remain at large made off with about $608 worth of assorted clothing they stole from the Macy's department store in the Queens Center Mall. One of those 3 is a female. Surveillance photos of the 3 have been circulated widely across New York. A security guard who tried to stop the 4 was punched in the face. He refused treatment and is okay. I am so happy that New York is one of those locations that welcomes illegals.
What's the next news story?
Oh, there's
That's
more,
not it.
Lee. He's got more.
A 15-year-old armed migrant who was wanted for shooting a tourist and firing at police in Times Square a week ago has been charged with 2 counts of attempted murder and a slew of other
That's what I'm
crimes.
talking about.
Jesus Alejandro Rivas Figueroa broke down in tears as he was apprehended and taken into police custody following a short manhunt for the mayhem that erupted in New York City's busy tourist hotspot. Rivas Figueroa, who police has said was armed and dangerous as they pursued him, has also been charged with assault, attempted assault, and 2 counts of criminal possession of a weapon. Police say the teen fired a .45 caliber handgun at a security guard inside a clothing store after the guard had caught him and 2 other teens shoplifting sneakers and clothes. The shot missed the security guard but struck a female Brazilian tourist in the leg as Rivas Figueroa and one of the other shoplifters bolted from the scene. Rivas Figueroa fired at least twice at a responding police officer, while a second cop apprehended the other fleeing shoplifter. He was picked up by the U.S. Marshal Service in Yonkers. Come on.
Read the next one. I'm reading your
A
page.
Massachusetts couple who volunteered to take in illegal immigrants was surprised when a family of 4 showed up at the doorstep less than an hour after they signed up. While state shelters hitting capacity and migrant families sleeping overnight inside Boston Logan International Airport, Colin and Jessica Stokes of Brookline, Massachusetts, decided to step up and try to make a difference. The family of 4 was one of the migrant groups that had been sleeping at the airport. The parents and 2 children had traveled all the way from Chile to Texas before heading to Massachusetts. The 2 kids are currently waiting to be put in a school. The parents stressed that while they are looking for work, authorization forms will likely take several months to be received and approved. Jessica said it is incredible to observe how challenging the situation is from the front lines. The migrant crisis has been complex for Massachusetts. Okay, so what? the state's newest emergency shelter, located in Roxbury, a neighborhood in Boston, reached its capacity of 400 people in just 1 week. Complex? What would you expect with the policies of our government? There are some families, no doubt, who are here for all the right reasons, though they got here by skirting our immigration laws. And no, those immigration laws, like our Constitution, do not need to be changed. They need to be enforced.
I would ask these people, would you take in a family that you don't know that are American citizens?
No. Why would you?
Right. And so why would you take in a family that are not citizens and don't even speak your language?
And background checks on them? Do you have any clue that these kids are really theirs?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I've got family that live in Massachusetts. I know what a bunch of do-gooders they are up there. But I think some of these people are delusional. Delusional.
Yep.
I just can't.
We got a visitor.
We do.
Come on down, Robin. How are you? Robin Knapp.
Good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Commissioner Robin Knapp, Vice Chairman of the Onslow County Board of Commissioners, in here for a part of his commercial. So it's your turn to tell us why people should reelect you. Because you're good, right?
No, I'm not going to say that. I mean, yeah, obviously there's several of us that are running for reelection, and over the past, I guess, going on 8 years, we've seen a lot of change. More importantly, we've seen a lot of stability, and we've got one of the healthiest fund balances since I became a commissioner, and we worked hard for that. And health balance, a healthy health balance, basically is, we've got a large fund in case of emergencies, or we have emergency operations, emergency expenses, things of that nature, things that we could possibly fund in the future. And, I attribute our staff, I attribute our past county manager for making this happen, for being frugal in our economy. And, there's things that some of us on the board that are running for reelection want to continue to strive for, to keep that fund balance healthy. But we've got some big projects with the schools that are being constructed. We just expanded our EOC, our Emergency Operations Center. We're doing things in terms of our financial planning. We had a retreat where we focused in our financial vision for the county, something that we haven't done in quite some time, and kind of incorporating it. And so there's a lot of things that are going on, and a lot of issues that we've tackled. I think one of the biggest things that you've seen over the past, I guess, 7-8 years has been a lot of attention to rezoning issues. Some people view rezoning issues as boring, just, kind of the run of the mill.
Cut and dried.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, it affects a lot of people, a lot of businesses, a lot of land developers. So we take each rezoning issue and we look at it. And we look at it hard and we listen to the citizens. And I think we proved that recently with the one in Hubert, over down by Sand Ridge Road. And, we had our planning board unanimously approve a rezoning, but the citizens complained. They voiced their concerns, and we listened to the citizens. We let them speak. We analyzed what they had to say, so we voted in their favor, despite what our planning board. So,
I would think that you would consider the impact to the neighborhood, wherever, to the impact for whatever traffic might be generated because of the roads. Yes, I assume you consider all of that when you do rezoning.
Absolutely. That in this particular rezoning was pretty obvious. There was a traffic concern, there was a safety concern. When you have 300 plus citizens that are standing up, they came into the meeting thinking that it was a done deal because the planning board unanimously approved it, but it's not a done deal. It has to go before the commissioners. Mm-hmm. And when it goes before the commissioners, we have a chance to examine all the issues, question the citizens if we need to, make comments. And in the end, I think we did exactly the right thing. I voted immediately to recommend denial of the rezoning issue. And, Commissioner Buchanan chimed in and agreed with me. And subsequently, we got the rezoning issue. We didn't approve the rezoning issue. So those are things that we look at. there's a lot of issues going on. There's a lot of talk about, the tax rate, going back to tax revenue neutral. And, I think in 2018, I came on board the commissioners, I think in 2016, latter part of 2016. And I was a big advocate of not raising taxes or the tax rate. In 2018, at that particular time, the Board of Commissioners, not all, some of the Board of Commissioners thought it was necessary to raise the tax rate. I didn't. And I opposed it. So I voted no against the tax rate. And ever since then, we've been striving to lower the tax rate. And to lower the tax rate, which used to be at 70.5 cents per 100, to drop it to where it's at now at 65.5 cents per $100. And to some people that, they appreciate that, but they kind of feel that their taxes went up, but that's went up just like everyone's else. And so we try to help that. We try to lower the tax rate to help with the financial cost. But one of the biggest things is, I'm concerned about is that we've got to control the tax rate and not let it get, not increase the tax rate at all, to work with what we have right now in our budget. And that means, if we don't want to make cuts from a conservative standpoint, if we're going to spend money on projects and things like that, we must do it in a conservative fashion, but with some innovative techniques. And I think Sharon Russell, our last county manager, did that. And as far as how to get around that, and there are a lot of people talking about revenue neutral, going back from 65.5 cents per $100 and dropping down to 55, or that's 10-cent drop all the way down to 50, and you just can't do that because Paul said it best yesterday. We go to revenue neutral. What are we going to cut? I mean, we're gonna have to cut something, but not just cuts. We be cutting parks and recs. We'd be cutting we'd be cutting the libraries. These are all programs that are funded from our discretionary fund. Okay, they're not mandates. Okay, so these are things that the public wanted, the public needs. And if you go back down to revenue neutral with the rising costs and expenses that we have now, again, you're going to have to cut some things, but you also take a chance of cutting jobs, reducing the sheriff's department, and other things of that nature. We're not going to do that. It doesn't make any sense.
I would think that because all I hear is the hype about the growth in Onslow County, how many more people that we have with the last census, and the construction that I've seen, the homes. Oh my God! Let's go down to North Topsail, Sneaks Ferry area. The places that were there that have been built in the last few years, they're generating a lot of money there, are they not, in property taxes? So the property taxes, the dollars themselves, should have increased dramatically.
True, and they are generating revenue for us, and that helps in terms of our growth. But I'm all for expansion, for development, et cetera. But as I said before, in a conservative fashion, and we have to make sure that we're doing it wisely and doing it with the right formulas that we use. And I'm thankful for our staff that work this problem every day. And, our staff in Onslow County is one of our most important assets, because without them, we wouldn't do our job. And they constantly are analyzing what they can and can't do to stay within the norms or stay within the budget goals of the commissioners. And, there's room for growth, but we have to do it judiciously. We just can't go willy-nilly and approve this, approve that, if we don't have the proper funding. We have to be very cautious, because we definitely don't want to disrupt our fund balance.
Control growth. Is what you're looking
exactly. It's kind of like I hate to say it from an old narcotics guy, it's like a controlled burn, but it's controlled growth, and we've seen a lot of it. And over the last 8 years, one of the things that I pride myself on, as far as my record is concerned, I've been very consistent in my voting. If I tell you this is how I feel about a particular issue or item or whatever it may be, I don't vote against what I've, expressed. And that's where, consistency on the board is very, very important because, you have to stay consistent with your voting. You can't profess not to spend money or don't want to spend money, but then in the same breath, turn around and want to spend money. You don't want to say that we want to cut back on our budget. We have a spending problem. We need to stop spending, but yet you turn around in the same breath and make a comment that you want to spend this for that, or, that makes absolute sense. There's no consistency there. And those are the people that preach that scare me because they can get our budget into jam. And that's not the goal of Onslow County. Onslow County is to keep our healthy fund balance and to keep moving forward. We've got so many needs, as far as social services are concerned, caseworkers, the sheriff's department. And what people don't realize is, the sheriff's department is a mandated function for us that we have to fund, but only in the sense that we fund for the sheriff and one deputy.
Yep.
Okay. So out of that 19 to 20%, which is our discretionary fund, we fund our sheriff's department out of that. We fund our parks and recs, our museums, our libraries. These are all things that comes out of our discretion after we utilize our funds for mandated items from the state, i.e. being, the consolidated health, the schools and constructions of schools. And so the sheriff's department have all these employees because that's what we want. That's what we need. I mean, the sheriff does a great job. And so those are things that we have to make sure that we keep funding. And then we have to meet the growing need of new deputies, new social workers, new caseworkers. As with anything else, crime is continuing to increase. And, the sheriff's department is trying to meet those demands, if you will, with appropriately trained law enforcement personnel, et cetera. So, those are the things that we have to stay focused in and we have to stay humble with.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll continue talking with Paul. I just got a message from Paul with Robin Knapp. And I want to ask you when we get back here, what are specifically some of the greatest needs? I know what we have now, but what are some of the greatest needs? And let's look at a 5-year and a 10-year plan. What do you think about that? You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Three-quarter harmony with cool. I said with cool, Bobby B.
Hey, it's Cool Bobby B. Jacksonville, Onslow County, and beyond. You have found the official station for the Doo-Wop Stop. Heard Saturday nights, 7 till 10, right here on Freedom 97.1 WSME and worldwide at WSME971.com. Join me as we play the absolute best and greatest doo-wop songs of all time. Saturday night, 7 till 10. Get connected now at doowopstop.com.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
I am Paul Buchanan, running for re-election as an Onslow County Commissioner. No false promises, just a firm commitment to serve the citizens of the county to the best of my ability. As a county, we face many challenges ahead. Navigating through those challenges requires seasoned, dedicated leadership. Your voice is an important part of the government of this county. I will continue to make sure your voice is heard. I will continue to do my very best to serve all the citizens of Onslow County. My goal is to provide the maximum support, vital services in this county possible. With the realities of the resources available, let us work together to make our county the best it can be. Every election is determined by the people who show up. I ask for your continued support and your vote on Tuesday, March 5th, paid for by the candidate.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Chico's Tires, 2320 Wilmington Highway is Jacksonville's oldest tire company, and now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's carries all the major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others, and all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at only $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, minor auto and truck repair, expert custom window tinting, and towing. So if you need tires, new or used, brake service, auto or truck repair, expert window tinting, or if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard. By phone, 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right here in Jacksonville.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we're back, and in the studio with us, Robin Knapp. Known him for a few years now, 10 years, I guess. Wow.
It's been about that. It's been about 10 years.
Feels like 100.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I'm sorry, what?
Feels like 100. I'll never forget when I first met you. I was like, where did this guy come from?
So what you're saying is you were trying to figure out what I was, and
You just popped into the political scene and had no clue who you were. And
we've been rubbing elbows for over 20 years, especially me and your husband. I knew your husband very well, and we bumped into each other in different circles.
I know, we got talking and we realized how many times our paths crossed over the years. Downtown Court Street, walking to beat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have a question for you going back to property evaluation. And I know it's general statutes, North Carolina general statutes, that it has to be done every 8 years.
Correct.
Or counties could, decide to do it every 4 years. But who does the property evaluation?
Well, that's a good question, because I think a lot of people get that confused. The property appraisals are not done by county employees. The property appraisals are done by an outside company that's contracted to do appraisals, because we're not allowed to have our own county employees or our own county government to conduct the property appraisals. So it's done privately, and it's again, we're mandated to do it once every 8 years per North Carolina general statute, but the commissioners before I came on board had decided to do it every 4 years. And I agree with it, makes sense, because, if the property values go down within the next, say 4 or 5 years, and, the property rate's going to go up. And
Right.
So
To cover the cost of the county,
Exactly.
the needs of the county.
And so it's basically to cover this, we do it every 4 years to cover, quote, the sticker shock.
Right.
To do one once every 8 years. Now, we just had one done 2 years ago. So the next, our next appraisal is scheduled for, no, I'm sorry. Yeah. So the next appraisal is scheduled for 2 years from today. So we're looking at, let's see, 21, 22, about 2026.
So it may be that property appraisals may drop which will mean a lower tax rate for all of us paying taxes in our
And lower
homes.
tax dollars that we would pay.
Right, dollars.
Tax rate
Yes,
would be the
thank
same.
you. And so, what's going to happen to the county budget if that happens? Because they'll be getting less money in for what they have now, and they're paying for. Are you looking at having to make cutbacks again?
Quite possibly. And the thing is, the appraisals and the tax rate's a tricky thing, and you got to closely
Very
monitor.
tricky.
And because number one, we can't predict the economy, obviously.
Right.
It can be up or down, and we have to deal with what's given us or what's before us. As far as the economy is concerned. So when we have to reevaluate again during that particular moment in time about our economy, then as commissioners, we're going to have to make another decision. Where are we sitting at with this current appraisal? Did it go up? Did it go down? We have to look at all these things, especially from a budget planning process, and then make our determination there.
Right.
But
And I think it's important to note that we're not the only county. There's 99 other counties in the state that have to go through this
yeah, they do
requirement.
And in counties, there's 100 counties in North Carolina. So there are counties in North Carolina that are affected differently than we are. There's a difference between the East Coast and then in the mountain.
That's right.
In
Yes.
the mountain counties or some of the other counties that are back in the holler, so to speak.
Right.
So there's a big difference, and so it affects every county, and every county has the same statute. Do they do it once every 8 years, or they do it once every 4 years, or however they want to do it?
Right.
So, and I think we have a good handle on our process here, and I think our current board of commissioners have worked very hard to make sure that we equate that equally.
Well, if I remember correctly, when the board voted on the 65.5, wasn't there another option on the table to be a little bit higher and the majority voted it down? Do you remember that?
I don't recall. Well, I recall an option, if my memory serves me correctly, slightly higher than that. But I think there was a move to lower it.
Right.
From 65.5 to get closer to revenue neutral.
Okay.
And we had some discussion about that, and we just the majority of us didn't find that feasible. We thought that going down to revenue neutral would hurt us, in the end, because, dropping the property tax rate we're trying everything we can to maintain what we currently have without hurting the people in this county.
As far as services and needs provided by the county.
Yeah, and that's very, very important. What concerns me is we've got people in here that are on fixed incomes every month, Social Security,
right,
annuities. They're not, the government gives them a COLA or the state gives them a COLA, but it doesn't keep in mesh with the rising cost of
products.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything.
And so you have this continuing rise or increase in prices for supplies, lumber, et cetera, but yet these salaries are not being compensated to help offset that. So we have to be very careful and do the best we can for our citizens, because some of these people can't afford an increase in property taxes.
Okay, we've got to take a real quick break here. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Flatwoods Outfitters of Hubert looks forward to serving you throughout the new year with all your sporting arm needs and personal safety. Located at 111 Second Amendment Lane in Hubert between Jacksonville and Swansboro, Flatwoods Outfitters is its oldest sporting and firearm facility. Flatwoods Outfitters has a long gun or pistol in stock to fit your need, whether for hunting or personal safety. Take advantage of their outdoor shooting range to practice or to learn how to safely operate your firearm, which Flatwoods highly recommends. At Flatwoods, you can sight in your scope to be sure of perfect accuracy to bag that trophy. They carry all the major brand names of long guns, shotguns, and pistols, as well as ammunition. If you are interested in a concealed weapon permit, Flatwoods Outfitters can assist with that also. Flatwoods Outfitters, 111 Second Amendment Lane, just off Highway 24 in Hubert, where they aim to preserve our hunting heritage, wildlife, and Constitution.
Hi, my name is Michelle Halley, and I'm running for a seat on the Onslow County Board of Education. I have lived in Onslow County for over 40 years and have a vested interest in the community and the school system. I want to serve on the Board of Education because I am a firm supporter and believer of public education and wish to work collaboratively with others to support the students, employees of the system, and the community. I believe in developing effective partnerships with all stakeholders to ensure continued success. Together, we can provide the opportunity for an excellent education for all our students. A quality school system is vital to the success of Onslow County. Please use your voice and vote in the upcoming Onslow primary. Together, we can make a difference. Thank you and have a fantastic day. Paid for by the committee to elect Michelle Halley.
Veteran owned and operated since 1977, J&T takes this opportunity to thank those that serve for our most prized possession, our freedom. J&T Siding is proud to be a part of the continued growth of Onslow County, offering custom-built homes, aluminum and vinyl siding, roofing, garages, carports, patios, room additions, and sunrooms. Free estimates happily provided. Visit J&T Siding, 914C Henderson Drive, right here in Jacksonville, online at jtsiding.com or by phone 910-346-8750 for J&T Siding.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down home, down the street on Main Street in Maysville. And remember to take advantage of Pig Perks where you get 1 point for every dollar you spend on future purchases. How about Sweetheart Steaks, just $10.99 a pound? Boneless steak is only $10.99 a pound. Boneless chuck roast, $5.79 a pound. 10 pounds or more fresh ground chuck is only $3.99 a pound. Whole Boston butt, just $1.49 a pound. And St. Louis style ribs are $1.99 a pound. And whole chickens are just $1.49 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is covered on an operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson Farm chicken. Over in produce, you get a 2-pound package of fresh strawberries for just $5.98. Fresh blueberries are only $3.99 a pint. Russet baking potatoes, great with steaks, just 99 cents a pound. A dozen premium rose bouquets, just $27.99 each. Zesty limes are only 49 cents each. Large California lemons, just 69 cents each. And hot jalapeno peppers are just $1.99 a pound. And you also get 3 6-packs of the 16-ounce non-returnable bottles of Pepsi or Mountain Dew for just $11. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down home, down the street, Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the pig.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 7.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back here for some closing remarks, and I think we've got one caller. Jack Bright, good morning, sir. You got a quick comment?
Yeah, real quick. I want to, I don't think Commissioner Knapp has experienced the time we had a downturn in home values, but here's where we're at today with home values. And in response to Lee's question to Commissioner Knapp, in 4 years, we do have a downturn in values. That's why it's so important that we have the correct and the cushion of fund balance that we have now.
Okay.
If we have a fund balance that's healthy like we do now, we can just pull money from the fund balance to balance the budget without raising taxes. That was the whole point of keeping a healthy fund balance. And who's to say...
All right, Jack, we really got to wrap up here, Jack. We've really got to wrap up. We've only got less than a minute. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye. Okay, Robin, want to wrap up here?
Yeah, I just want to say, I came to Onslow County in 1990. My job brought me here, and suffice it to say, it's now 2024, and I'm still here. I retired here. My wife's from North Carolina. My kids live in North Carolina. My mother and father are both buried in the cemetery, the National Cemetery here. So this has become home to me.
It is your home.
And I've established a lot of good friends, such as yourself and others, Lee,
Thank you.
that have been with me for quite a while. And so, I'm running for re-election because I think in the last 4 years I've shown the conservative leadership that needed to be displayed. I think I've carried forward some of the policies of the Onslow County commissioners, and despite some criticism and some pushback, I've always stood my ground. And the current chairman and I, we think alike, as I did with the previous chairman. And so, there's 4 more years. There's things that I want to continue to focus in on, especially in our sheriff's department and social services. Okay. And so, please, folks, if you would, I'd appreciate your support and vote for me. Early voting starts today.
Yep, 8 o'clock right now starts.
And if you can't make it to early voting, vote for me, Robin Knapp, for county commissioner on March 5th. And I really appreciate your support.
Thank you, Robin. Let's take a break. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Fox News is now.
Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. 3 people are detained in a mass shooting at yesterday's Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl rally. A local radio DJ was killed. At least 21 people are wounded, some critically, some children.
I heard that I thought they were fireworks at first, and everyone, people around me thought they were fireworks, and then everyone started screaming, gunshot, gunshot.
Gracie Wink was at the parade with her family. No word yet on a motive or what led to the shooting. Congressional leaders were briefed today on a national security threat, Russian anti-satellite nuclear weapon capabilities in space.
It's something so important that House Intelligence Committee Chairman Mike Turner wanted all House members to see it. House Speaker Mike Johnson says he asked for a meeting with the president to talk about what he termed a, quote, serious national security issue.
Fox's Chad Pergam at the Capitol. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
Okay, we're back, and we're just going to jump right straight to the phone. Senator Tom Tillis is joining us now. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good, Rayford. How are you doing?
Oh, we're all fine here. The weather's nice, a little cool, but just beautiful, sunny, not a cloud in the sky.
Same here at Lake Norman.
Oh, yeah, very good.
Nice.
So you're not up there in the mess right now.
I got the hell out of Dodge the minute I cast my vote.
I like
Smart
that.
man.
Smart man. And I've seen a lot of stuff come down the pike. One of the first things I wanted to talk to you about is that bill, the proposal that you've got out there to make it a federal crime if you block highways and protest and all sorts of good stuff like that.
Good.
Yeah, look, we saw in Durham, we've got to get ahead of these trends. And then if you think about a few years ago, the so-called mostly peaceful protests with burning buildings in the background. I think that it starts by blocking roads, and when that's not enough, it escalates into community damage. It's dangerous. People should think that when they get on a road, they shouldn't have to run in an interstate, a mass of people. It is dangerous. It could cause people to panic. The protesters could get hurt. The community's made less safe. It is irresponsible. Any organization that would be responsible for doing this or individual, I think, should be held accountable to the full extent of the law.
I totally agree with that. So how far are you going to get with that bill?
Well, we'll see. You know, I think what's interesting is since we first announced we were moving forward with it, I have had a number of Democrats, including Democrat mayors, reach out to me and say, look, this is necessary. It's dangerous. And so I'm going to do the work and maybe slowly but surely get support for it.
Okay.
And we don't get it done in this Congress, we'll reintroduce it next year and keep on going.
One of the Republican senators, I think it was, maybe it's the governor. The Attorney General out of West Virginia has said that Kamala Harris should invoke the 25th Amendment and take over.
You know, I got real mixed emotions about that.
Well,
you know, on the one hand, I think that there's a legitimate question about Biden's mental faculties. On the other hand, I think Kamala Harris would be a horrible replacement. I worked with her briefly when she was in the Senate. It's clear to me that she was always looking to get past it, never really pursued anything seriously in the Senate. So not real happy about the replacement. But back to the fundamental point, Biden. I met Biden 9 years ago. Actually, 9 years ago last month when we were sworn in, and I've talked to him a few times since then, and clearly communicated with him since he's in the White House. There is no comparison between the two. I mean, he is between the Biden I met 9 years ago and the Biden I see today. He has got serious problems. He's missing a step. And I think whether or not it rises to the level of 25th Amendment or the Democrats looking at this and saying, you got a president in rough shape, it's not likely to make it 4 additional years, in my opinion, just through the mental acuity. This is a tough job, and this is a particularly difficult time to have this job. So the Democrats need to sort that out.
Yeah, I've blamed the Democrat Party, the DNC. I blame Joe Biden for not taking control of this situation and taking better control, better care of the president. I think there's a lack. It's not his fault where he is now.
No,
it's not his fault. But we can't suffer with that. We cannot suffer with that situation going on any longer.
That's Rayford. Here's the bottom line. There's no person in Congress, there's no person in the White House ever that is more important than the state or the country that they represent. So there's a time to move on. And to me, for someone thinking that they're the only one from the state of North Carolina that can do this job, if you're missing a step, it's time to move on. And this, I believe, it was a time for President Biden to move on. Now we'll just see as they go through their convention if, all indications are he's going to get the nomination. The rules are a bit different for the Democratic convention, so they could come in and broker something. Unlikely, but possible.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if Kamala Harris continues giving interviews to the Wall Street Journal saying she's ready to step into the shoes right now, as she did last week. I'm like, really?
Well, I tell you what, if she ends up being the alternative, I have no doubt that we will do well with Donald Trump. If he gets the nomination, every indication there is. The only person where Trump is better positioned to beat than Joe Biden is Kamala Harris. She is not very popular, and the reason is because she hasn't done anything, and what she's done has not really brought people together.
Yeah, well, she said if everybody would just take a look at what kind of work I have done and accomplished, they would understand how good that I am, or words to that effect. Seriously.
Yeah, well, I meet with all the new senators when they come in, Democrats and Republicans. Try to find, I'll stipulate when I meet with a Democrat, look, 80% of the stuff you're interested in, I'm not interested in, and vice versa. But let's talk about that 20% that we can work on. And her particular case, because she was a prosecutor, I said, how about criminal justice reform, something. And it's one of the few meetings with new members that didn't result in something that we could work together on. Okay. That told me all I needed to know about Vice President Harris.
There you go. Now, Mr. Mayorkas, House has impeached him barely. It's not going to happen in the Senate, right?
No, because we don't have the numbers. But I was just having a discussion earlier this morning. Look, I need to see the evidence. Because Republicans, I believe, are that, like the plain letter of the Constitution, were originalist in its meaning. And so when we're looking at the impeachment, there's no question that this guy has failed, that he's done a horrible job. But what I want to see in these impeachment articles moving forward, let's just make sure that we are true to the Constitution and that we have identified a high crime or misdemeanor, which is the basis for impeachment. No question he should be removed. but that's a high bar, and I hope that the House has done their work. Now, the reality is, even if they have presented that, so he's not only incompetent, but guilty of the letter, to the letter of the Constitution, and should be impeached. Then it's got to get on the floor. And my guess is that that Schumer will use, because it's not a presidential impeachment, he will probably use some device to never even give us an opportunity to get on the evidence.
One of them was a 19-year-old who was involved in an affray. He and some others were involved in an affray where a couple of police officers in New York City were hurt. He was arrested. This one was arrested. Then he was, you catch him and release him. No bond, no nothing. Then he got arrested again. This time for robbing, was it Macy's or one of the stores? He and some others, he got caught. The others are on the lam, and he punched a security guard. What is this about?
Look, here's the one thing that I hope Republicans, every single person listening to you, and every Republican across the United States focuses on coming into November. Joe Biden did that. Joe Biden rescinded all of the policies that President Trump had put into place that was managing the border. Joe Biden has opened the borders, and I believe that he has blood on his hands. He has blood on his hands for Border Patrol agents who have lost their lives. He has blood on his hands for people who crossed the border and their bodies have been recovered in Texas and New Mexico and Arizona. He has blood on his hands because these 1.5 million so-called gotaways are going into Hispanic communities. They are harming people. They are making those communities less safe. And Governor Abbott has made sure that cities like New York and Chicago share the pain that he has for years. And now you're seeing the consequence. What was the dirty secret for the mayors of New York and Chicago was there's no problem here. There's no problem at the border. That's because people were struggling down in Texas to keep their communities safe. Now that this problem has gotten so big that they're seeing it in New York and Chicago, they're understanding what a cancer it is. But Republicans need to make sure that we focus on the fact that it got this bad because of conscious decisions made by the Biden-Harris administration, and it's only going to get better when they get replaced.
And a 15-year-old kid with a gun, a migrant, wanted for shooting a tourist and firing at police officer in Times Square a week, 2 counts of attempted murder and a bunch of other charges. I guess U.S. Marshal Service found him. He's in jail, 15 years old, had a .45 automatic.
Well, that and Rayford, that's what I've tried time and time again to explain. To cross the border, you have to pay a toll. If you're from a Central American country, it's going to cost you $5,000 or $6,000. You're from China, it's going to cost you $50,000. Clearly, not all of the people crossing the border have the money to pay it, but they better at least go through a cartel. That they even have like wristbands that they put on them to make sure that they paid the toll. The ones who can't afford it come here, probably like that 15-year-old kid, and they've got to work their. They're like indentured criminal servants. They have to work off their their toll to come to this country. But the problem is once it's paid off, you've already co-opted these teenagers into a life of crime, and they go after the teenagers specifically because they know that they, in many cases, will not be tried as an adult. It's like, my God, President Biden, how obvious does this have to be before you put your foot down?
I wish you could talk to him direct like that. I wish we could talk to him direct like that.
Oh, well, when I've been in the room with him, I've taught that directly. I mean, why say he's just a man? He just happens to occupy the office of the presidency. But at the end of the day, we are all men and women who are asked to serve and keep this country safe. And he's failed on that measure and needs to be told that.
Senator, what do you got coming up this week, next week? I know you're not in D.C. right now. You got any special bills that you're going to introduce?
I am I am going to Germany. I'll be at the Munich Security Conference, and I'm going to continue to pound home the fact that we have got to stay in the fight against Russia and Ukraine unless we want to have that fight ultimately land on the doorstep of a NATO country or down in Taiwan. And I tell you, Rayford, you should know more than most that if we let Russia win in Ukraine, then it's only a matter of time before China or Russia moves to a point to put American men and women at risk. And you know, as well as I do, that when the president makes that call, it goes down to Fort Liberty, North Carolina, and it involves the 82nd Airborne. So for people who are against helping Ukraine defeat Russia, go talk to families in and around Fort Bragg and see if they share your opinion.
Very good. Senator, as always, I thank you.
Thank you, Senator.
Yeah. You too, guys. Take care.
All
God
right.
bless you.
You take care. Always interesting talking with him.
Wow.
Get all sorts of cool stuff from him. Let's go ahead and take a quick break here and we'll come back. We've got our special guest in the
Yes,
studio.
we
She's
do.
going to tell me how to grow my garden this year and have pineapples and stuff growing.
She's going to tell us how to grow them in buckets. I want to hear this.
Let us show her the grow room during the break. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
Hey, let's have a party here this weekend, all right? Yeah! All right, it's the weekly Top 40. This is Rick Dees, and we've got a healthy helping of some hot music, some Dees sleaze. The weekly Top 40 Challenge has a great prize. This weekend, we got the hits right here on the weekly Top 40. We'll see you here.
The weekly Top 40 80s edition, Sunday night, 6 to 10 on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Head out to the Swansboro Area Business Showcase on Saturday, February 24th at the beautiful Swansboro Rotary Civic Center. Doors open at 10 a.m. Admission is free. Check out products and services from area companies. Sample free signature menu items from local restaurants from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. Enjoy entertainment on the big stage from youth organizations and local groups. For more information, log on to swansborochamber.org or call 910-326-1174.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blend technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have an always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds. Diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
John Davis, a dedicated leader with a vision for Onslow County. As the mayor of Swansboro for 6 years, John has worked with people to make things happen. Now he's ready to work with you to make improvements in the county we all call home. John's platform is built on the foundation of change. Your voice is at the center of that change. As a champion for veterans and their families, John will continue to collaborate with local, state, and national leaders to improve the lives of the veterans we love in our communities. Onslow County residents need expanded options for mental health and addiction treatment and family support. John needs your help to bring options for hope and healing to our neighbors, friends, and loved ones in need. Emergency response capability is critical to our county, and John values your input as efforts continue to ensure the safety and well-being of every resident. John is a champion for economic development and job creation. You know the jobs we need, and he wants to bring them here. Let's strive to build a thriving, prosperous community for all. Together, we can build a brighter future for Onslow County. Vote John Davis for Onslow County Commissioner. Leadership, vision, and commitment for a better tomorrow.
Paid for by the committee to elect John Davis.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
You know, want a boat? How about a motor? How about a trailer? All that stuff is in stock right now at Tideline Marine. Trade-ins are also welcome. New and consignment boats in stock for the discriminating folks. There are 5 Aloha pontoon boats. They're so plush, so luxurious, just waiting for you. Lawn fishing boats for the hardcore anglers who like nothing better than going after redfish and speckled trout in the shallow waters of the White Oak and the New Rivers. For the adventurous folks, kind of people like me who love offshore and nearshore challenges, Tideline has several center console aqua sports in stock too. If you're happy with your boat, but your motor is just you're fed up with that, it's just not reliable anymore, this might be the time to repower with an American-made, American power top-of-the-line Mercury outboards in stock now. Motors from 15 horses to 300 horsepower. Stop in, take a look, get acquainted with the Tideline team of professionals. More than just a marina, it's a full-service operation that includes a limited number of wet boat slips for power boats. Tideline Marine and Family, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Offshore today, winds out of the northwest around 5 knots. A pretty decent day, becoming southwesterly around 5 late in the morning, then increasing to 5 to 10 early this afternoon, and then 10 to 15 with gusts to 20 later today. Seas 2 to 4 feet in the morning. Near shore seas nothing, 1 foot, then around 2 feet this afternoon. Dominant period 9 seconds. Sounds and rivers flat, increasing to a light chop in the early afternoon. Tomorrow, northwesterly winds kicking up a bit, 10 to 15. Easterly 5 to 10 in the afternoon, 2 to 4 footers. Dominant period 5 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, diminishing to a light chop in the afternoon. And then along comes Saturday. Westerly winds 15 to 20. Northwesterly in the afternoon. And gust up to 25 knots. Seas 3 to 5 feet, except 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers going to be choppy.
Today, sunny, high of 64. Light winds 6 to 11, as high as 20 miles an hour. Mostly clear, low of 46, with still gusty winds. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high of 64. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, low of 48. And on Saturday, mostly cloudy, high of 60. Winds 10 to 14, with gusts as high as 23 miles an hour. But no rain, so yay.
Well, that part's good.
I like that.
Anyway, now we have a guest in the studio. Another one, Emily Morrison from the Agricultural Extension Service. So how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome aboard, and glad to have you here. And as you can tell, I kind of like gardening and stuff like that. So you get a lot of people like me showing up out there asking, say, help me, help me.
We do. We get lots of questions. It's really ramping up this time of year.
I bet it is. It's time, folks. It's time to get ready.
Yeah, and you have a special event upcoming.
We do. We've got our bucket brigade, which is it's our big event of the year. It's March 16th, and that will be at the Farmers Market. The Bucket Brigade is a partnership with Salvation Army, and we've received a grant to be able to provide free grow buckets and plants for people to be able to learn how to grow food at home, produce, and maybe for people who live somewhere where they don't have a big yard, maybe they live in an apartment. And so this is a way that they could still grow some healthy produce in, where they live.
In the past, what kind of plants have they been getting there for their buckets?
Yeah, so we did an event last year that was, I think, in May. And so we did, tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers. But this time of year, we're doing our cool season veggies. So we've got broccoli, collards, and kale plants.
Okay.
People can pick. And then they can also add radish seeds in there, too, if they want to grow a little bit more in their bucket.
How big is this bucket?
So the buckets are 5-gallon bucket.
Okay.
So, but it's a fabric material and it's got handles.
Sure.
So, it's easy to move and it drains. You don't have to worry about putting in drainage holes. And folks can come and they'll literally plant their bucket and take it home, and we'll provide all the information on how to grow your plants out and how to harvest. So, yeah, that's kind of what we do.
Okay. That's excellent.
I like that.
Maybe you could go learn how to grow pineapple.
My pineapple plant is doing well. Do not put a hex on it.
I haven't started mine yet. I'm gonna have Rayford just do a class with me.
It'll take another 5 years to look like what yours look
Yeah.
like.
Would you
but-
like to come teach a class on
Nope.
growing pineapple?
I think
I just
Bobby
go to the
should.
grocery store and put
Yeah.
it in some soil
You've
I
got
think
some
Bobby
beautiful
should.
plants.
Yes.
and just
That's
make sure you
wonderful.
take them in when it's cold outside, when
Yes.
the wintertime comes on.
For sure.
You have vendors that are going to be there.
Yeah, so vendors are, I guess, it's an entirely free event, and there's free hot dogs and chips. So I think
really?
that should
Oh,
draw
that's
some
good. Okay, put
folks
that down
in.
for the
got him
16th.
right there. Yeah.
Rain or shine. It's from 10 to 1, and so we've got Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They'll be there talking about some of their insurance programs. The farmers market will have information about the opening of the market, which is April 13th, and so that's a great way to come and support our local farmers. And now they can take, if you do get food stamps, you can actually use those at the farmers market
good.
to get fresh produce. So it's a win-win for folks to eat healthy, and a win-win
And
for
get
the
very
local
fresh
farmers.
stuff.
Yeah, it's a really great thing that they've been able to get for our farmers market. And then Cooperative Extension will be there with the Extension Master Gardeners. So we'll be there actually doing the planting of the grow buckets and teaching folks about gardening and things like that. The health department will be there to talk about nutrition and diabetes education. The library will be there to talk about all their upcoming events and resources. Onslow Memorial Hospital will be there, and they'll be giving free health screenings for folks.
Oh, that's good.
Salvation Army, will have information about like their food distribution sites where folks can come and get food boxes if they need it.
Oh, good. Yeah, nice.
And a children's activity. And then social services will have resources. And then also we just found out the Onslow United Transit System, which is our public transportation, will be there to tell people about how to utilize that service.
Okay.
So lots of groups out in the community, they're, wanting to help folks that, maybe need some help. Maybe they, have financial hardships, or maybe they live in an area, part of the county where it's harder to get places. So that's kind of why we're doing this, to, just to help folks out and teach them how to garden.
Okay. Those buckets, that must be short then, kind of wide or longer.
Yeah,
They're
I mean,
not-
it's kind of, it looks like a kind of a little sack, like
Yeah.
a little potato sack.
But you can grow a lot of stuff in it.
You can. Yeah, they're really nice. They're reusable too. So after you grow out, let's say you're growing your broccoli and you've harvested the broccoli and it's done, you can pull out your plant and you can, add some more fertilizer. That's important. Basil or bush beans or a cucumber in there. So it's a reusable thing. So we're hoping that folks will keep growing.
Keep on growing.
Oh, I'm coming to that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kelly,
we
let's
gotta
go.
make sure
We
it's
should
on
do
our
a video
calendar.
from there.
Yeah. will.
Because I'm very interested in the sacks, how to grow with that. Because
Yeah.
like, I have a big backyard and I've got places to plant. But you brought up a good suggestion, like your herbs, and they're right there at your back door.
Yep.
And I like that. Oh,
Definitely.
That was interesting.
Yeah, they're
I'm gonna
really
try
nice.
the broccoli.
I want to
Oh
try
yeah,
the broccoli.
broccoli is a great easy
Yeah.
thing to grow. And the other cool thing, I think it's cool, but we've actually had White Oak High School students growing the plants for these events.
Oh, really?
So that's a new
Woohoo.
partnership. Yeah, it's and we actually had a smaller event earlier this week, and some of their FFA officers came and helped with the event. So it's also incorporating the next generation and teaching those kids how they can grow, how they can help support the community. So I think it's kind of a neat partnership.
And not to beline them or anything else because they're necessary, but the price of some of that stuff in the grocery stores is way out there, and sometimes it's not available, and sometimes it's been picked when it's very green and it ripens on the way and in the store.
Yeah. Or it's been shipped from South America or somewhere.
Mexico, South America, and other locations.
Yeah, but we can, the neat thing about living in this part of the state is, we can be growing things year round. I mean, I've got collards still out in the garden that I'm picking. Broccoli, now's a good time to get your broccoli out there. And broccoli's nice because you can harvest it over a window. You grow that first head and you eat that, but then it'll produce little side shoots and you can pick broccoli
Interesting.
for,
I like that.
a couple weeks
like
after that. So, a lot of these things, we're thinking about starting our peas and potatoes. If you like to grow your own potatoes, now's the time to get those out in the garden.
Those garden peas, they're in the ground wintertime, mid part of the winter, and then they come up, and they won't come up until the soil is right for them.
True,
But if
yeah.
you got them in the ground early, and when they come up, they're gone.
They're
Off
ready
and
to
running,
go.
Off and running.
Yep. And if you haven't gotten them out yet, that's okay. But I do recommend soaking them for
Yes.
a couple hours. It helps kind of speed up the process.
Yeah.
So
Okay, and if you got a bed or anything, you could put a piece of glass over the top of it
yeah,
old
yeah,
storm
kind
door.
of heat it up like a little greenhouse effect.
Yep.
Absolutely.
until they get out of the ground and the frost is gone.
Yeah. This winter, overall has been pretty mild. They're saying we're a couple weeks ahead of schedule with the pollen and everything, which I'm feeling that.
That'll be happening soon.
Yeah,
All
for
these
sure.
pine trees around here.
Already? Oh, no.
Yeah.
So where can people go to get more information?
Yeah, so for Bucket Brigade or any of our events that we have, we do have a website, which is onslow.ces.ncsu.edu. It's a mouthful.
We'll have that on our Facebook.
Yeah, that
Already
sounds
on
good.
our links. It's already on both our pages
Yeah,
today.
and then my program, which is the horticulture program, we have, if you use Facebook, it's called Gardening in Onslow County is the Facebook page. And so anything that's garden related will go there. And then our office as a whole, cooperative extension, we do a lot of other things. We have the 4-H program. We have canning classes, which are becoming really popular.
My
Food
wife has gotten into that.
preservation, awesome. So yeah, anything that's more general or agriculture related will go on our regular Onslow Cooperative Extension Facebook page too.
And now you said gardening in the...
Gardening in Onslow County.
Okay, got it.
Anything else? What does it look like throughout the year? Any forecast for, farmers' almanac type forecast for what it's going to be here? Not weather-wise, but as far as the growing season.
The growing season. Well, the one thing I will say, and some of y'all may have noticed that there's still been mosquitoes throughout the winter.
Yep.
When we have a mild winter like that, it's easier for pests to get an earlier start. So there's a good chance there might be pest pressures in your garden this spring, unfortunately. So just keeping an eye on that.
And what should we use for those pests to keep them away?
So most of our, there are winter veggies that we're growing. Fortunately, they don't need pollination from insects. So like our broccoli and our collards and, even the potatoes, you can use it's called a row cover. It's a very thin white fabric that you can drape and put over your beds, and that prevents the caterpillar type pests and other pests from even getting in there in the first place. So that's a good thing to do preventively. And then, you know, we always recommend using the least, if you do need to use a pesticide, try to pick the least toxic option first.
Which would be?
So for things like caterpillars, which tend to be on our brassicas, like our cabbages and our collards and our broccolis, there are quite a few caterpillars that will chew holes in them. You've probably seen. So there's some products. There's one that's called BT, and it's a naturally occurring bacteria that only kills caterpillars. If we want to protect our pollinators, like our bees and our butterflies, you know, that are visiting the plants that are beneficial, the BT is a good option because it's only going to target those caterpillars. So that's a good thing. You want to make sure you coverage of the plant, so spraying the undersides of the leaves and everything. And then another product that that's very effective on a lot of types of insects is called spinosad. There's a couple brands. One name that a lot of people know of is Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew is what it's called. There's other brands with spinosad. So it doesn't matter the brand as long as that's the active ingredient. So kind of alternating between those two as you're going through the season can be helpful.
I know with tomatoes, and I've grown up generally a bunch of different varieties. As I wade my way through and work my way to the ones that I really like, we get those little black things, mites or whatever they're called, a lot of times, and they're underneath the leaves.
Yes.
And the first thing you go out there and you find a bunch of holes in your leaves. And then when the tomatoes come on, there's something else gets into those.
Oh, there's a lot of things that like tomatoes, including us, right?
Yeah, right. But
I got the end rot last year.
Oh, blossom end rot.
Yeah, blossom end rot. But then I found how to take care of that, and it did. So it's always something.
It
Every
is.
year.
So what do I do? A pesticide for the tomatoes? What's
Tomatoes.
the best to get them all?
Yeah, so depends on, there's not a one thing fits all. A lot of our tomato pests you can hand pick off, like the stink bugs and the leaf-footed bugs that come, and they like to stipple your, if you find a nice tomato and it's got kind of little yellow blotches on it, a lot of times that's from those. Those are tough to manage with pesticides because they're very big and they're very mobile. So if you can go out and you can kind of hand pick or knock them into a bucket of soapy water, that's very effective. And then, that spinosad I mentioned is very effective on a lot of those bugs. If you find that that's not working and you need to step it up, there are, some of our synthetic types of pesticides, like the pyrethroids. They're very effective, but they'll kill kind of everything that comes to the plant, which sometimes we don't want that.
No,
sometimes they are beneficial. The other issue with some of those synthetic pesticides is because they do kill everything, they're going to also kill off some of the natural predators, insects that eat other insects. So sometimes if you overuse those pesticides, you might actually be making the problem worse, like with aphids, for example. So it's definitely a balance between, going out and scouting and catching stuff early, and then knowing when to spray and when to maybe try something different.
Okay. An old tried process that everybody tells me about using, which I have refrained from doing so far, Sevin dust.
Sevin dust. Yeah. That's a definitely, I think the issue with Sevin dust, if you're thinking about, beneficial insects, is that if it's a dust, and if you think of something like a bee, and bees are so important because they actually drive pretty much a huge majority of our agriculture industry. So without bees, we wouldn't have almonds, we wouldn't have blueberries, we wouldn't have strawberries. Bees are just tomatoes. We need bees to pollinate a lot of these things so that we can get the crops. The Sevin dust, a lot of times we'll see that bees are going and picking pollen from the flowers. And if they get that on their legs when they're picking up pollen, then they're taking the Sevin dust back and ultimately, killing off the other bees in the hive. So we do want to be careful with, the dust formulation. Now, the active ingredient in 7 is used in like a liquid formula too, and so that would be a safer option to use
what
than
is
the
that liquid
dust.
formula? Mr. 7 does? Or it
so
can't be called 7 does.
It's 7 is a brand, and
Okay.
but the active ingredient usually is carbaryl, which is an insecticide. Sometimes it might be a different chemistry, but the liquid formula, especially if you go out in the evening when the bees are kind of gone for the day, spray it and let it dry. That's going to be less harmful than a dust.
Okay, good. I was looking for something
Wow.
alternative that would actually work.
She just made me realize that what actions I was taking to take care of this issue caused other reactions. So if somebody wanted to know what they should use for a certain case, I mean, can they go on the website and get suggestions off of there on what pesticide to use?
Yeah, I mean, so Extension has, and I always recommend Extension-based information because all of our information is going through a research base. It's coming to us from the universities like Clemson or NC State. So we know it's good information versus, there's a lot on the internet that, you maybe take it with a grain of salt. So, but there are a lot of great resources online. But the most important thing before you spray anything or decide, you have a problem is to make sure it's accurately identified. So I get lots of photos, or sometimes people bring live bugs into me to identify. You want to make sure you know what it is so you know how to properly address it. That's the first thing.
Okay.
I have learned so much already.
Oh, I have too.
Yep, same.
We need
I'm gonna
her
go
to
get me
come
some
back.
7 stuff.
We need to have her come back at least once a month
I agree.
through the season
Mhm.
so people can ask questions, and you're just so smart.
Oh, I get a lot of questions, so I've had a lot of practice. I think that helps.
Yes.
All right.
Wow.
So-
Excellent information.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Emily, thank you.
Yeah, thanks
Yes.
for
Oh,
having
thank
me.
you.
Thank you.
Oh, you'll be back. Don't
Oh,
worry.
We're going to have you back. We should make
As
this
the
a
growing
series.
season comes on.
Yes, which it is coming. It's already started. So
We should make it a
get your
regular
potatoes
series.
out.
Gardening with Emily.
Oh boy.
You need to do a YouTube channel.
Oof. Yes, in all my free time. Maybe when I retire, I'll have time
there
to
you
do
go.
that.
All right, Emily Morrison, thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you so
having
much.
me.
It was a
Have a good
pleasure.
day.
You too. Let's take a break here live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, WSME971.com, worldwide.
Freedom 97.1 USME. The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3880 Highway, Verona, phone 910-346-6384. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to paint and maintain, power wash, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
In planning for Onslow County's future, finding the right balance between progress and preservation is key. We aim to support growth without sacrificing our agricultural heritage and strong neighborhoods. To make sure we grow responsibly, let's use new taxes wisely. This means tackling challenges like improving essential services, protecting the environment, and ensuring quality education. Tony Padgett stands out as the sole candidate with a unique combination of experience, having served both as a Board of Commissioners chairman and a dedicated employee of Onslow County. A lifelong resident of Onslow County, Tony's unwavering commitment to public service is marked by utmost honor and dedication. He advocates for streamlined yet robust local government that prioritizes the well-being of Onslow County citizens. Choose Tony Padgett for Onslow Commissioner, a visionary leader planning for our community's future. Paid for by Tony Padgett for Onslow Commissioner.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of tires. Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station. Brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick a copy or check out our latest publication online.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSNE.
Okay, we're back. What a refreshing time there.
I'm ready to
Non-political.
start. I'm ready to go home and start gardening.
Yeah, and you come over here and pull out all the weeds of mine and stuff like that. If you
No.
want to get it ready.
We really need
You
to
need
have
some
a
practice.
gardening with Emily once a month.
Yeah.
How informative.
Is that Chris? I think
It's Miller time.
It is Miller time. Hello, Chris. How are you? I thought it was.
Hey, Rayford.
Yes.
Oh, it's not Chris.
It's not Chris.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Hey, this is Curtis.
Hey, Curtis.
Hey, Curtis.
I got a question for you. I think when I was really younger, I'm originally from Onslow County. When I was really younger, I think this came up, but I really wasn't into politics and stuff. But why? This is a question for you, and then I'd like to get your opinion because I value all three of your opinions. But why does Onslow County have like their commissioners split up into wards or districts or precincts?
Oh,
I mean,
well, it happens, and it does happen.
Other counties have that, you know.
It does. It's something that's been broached a few times. I don't have much of an opinion on it right now because I haven't studied it.
Right.
But with seven commissioners, that could be done now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was an issue before with the number of commissioners, but I think it's good that the mayor of Swansboro is running because there's folks out there in that area. They probably feel like that naturally they have a voice.
Yeah.
Even though the commissioners we have now is doing a great job, it's just it's a good practice to get others involved. and
Okay.
everything.
All right, Curtis. Thank you, sir. We'll
Thanks, Curtis.
we'll approach. It might be one of the topics we'll take up too.
I like it.
All right. Thank you,
All
sir.
right, thank you.
All right. Bye. Miller time.
Now
Hello,
it's
Chris.
Miller time.
Good morning, my friends. How's everybody doing this morning?
We're hanging in here. How are you?
We were waiting
I'm
on
doing
you.
good. Rayford, everybody, did y'all have a good Valentine's Day yesterday?
We did.
We did.
Yes.
Oh, good. it's a good way to express your feelings for everyone you love. But we should do that every day. We should
I
have a lot
agree.
more fun
That's my
in our
theory.
day every day.
I like that.
Well, I fixed broiled lobster tails last night in corn on the cob.
Nice. Look at you go.
Look at you, Mr. Casanova.
Look at him. Get it.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm impressed with you, Rayford.
Good.
Very
And
impressed.
we need to come up with a jingle for when Chris calls, like have like a song, an intro song for him each
That would
week.
be good.
agree.
I think we need to
we
get
could come
that.
up with something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I could get it. Yeah, we'll work on that.
Yeah,
That'd
we'll
be
get
good.
Chris his own song. Yeah.
Okay. Swimmers. They're doing
Yes.
good.
Yeah, well, speaking of Swansboro, there's been a lot of there's been a lot of great things in the Swansboro high school community the last week or so. The Swansboro boys basketball team is a conference champion for the first time since 1978.
Wow.
So when they defeated White Oak on Tuesday night, several members of that 78 basketball team was in attendance. So that was pretty cool to see everything come to full circle, and you could really tell that meant a lot to the community and the players and the coaches. So congratulations to Swansboro for that. But we've also had some individuals that have done well. We had a young Hannahs win an individual indoor high jump state championship, indoor track and field state championship this weekend.
Wow.
So we got that in. So congratulations to her. And then a young man named Trevor Huckle won a swimming breaststroke state championship this past weekend. So congratulations to this young man as well. And I tell you what, some great things over at the Swansboro High community. And I know Dr. Helen Gross, the principal there, is very proud and of all our athletes, but really proud of this week as well.
Excellent. I like that. We got a ball game. I guess the final ball game coming up tomorrow night, right? For Cardinals.
Yes. Friday night, Jacksonville and Northside are going to wrap up the regular season. I mean, can you believe it? The season's coming down to an end. But yeah, Jacksonville and Northside will square off at Northside High School on Friday, and should be another great crowd, and it always is between our and these kids have a lot of respect for each other. They lose into each other, but they also have a lot of respect for each other. And if you just let the kids play, they play hard. They do their thing, but nothing really crosses the line. So that's what sports is all about.
Yeah, sounds good. I like that. So, what do you see? Basketball's ending regular season, and then we don't know about the playoffs yet, right?
No, well, next week we got conference tournaments, so that's it's kind of an extension of the regular season, and it's just kind of another opportunity for teams to kind of restart and maybe make a name for themselves before the state playoffs, and then the following week we'll have the state playoffs, and that's where it's one and done. If you lose, your season's done, and then you're preparing for baseball and softball or soccer, whatever, track and field, whatever sport you play in the spring. So, this is a very fun time of year, a very busy time with everything going on. Wrestling is still going on, but high school basketball is really heating up, and a lot of people get excited. And we think the Swansboro Pirates are going to do some good stuff. And
I'm sure they will.
Yeah, we think they are. And then some other teams, Southwest Onslow girls, are still undefeated in basketball. So. We have some good kids and some good teams, and like I said, Rayford, Kelly, and Lee. The cool thing is that a lot of our student athletes, most of them are really good kids who really do well in the classroom. You hear those unfortunate stories that a great athlete, but he or she doesn't take care of business in the classroom.
Yep.
They don't go off to do. They just peak in high school because they're just a good whatever athlete. But we have some great kids who have a really good head on their shoulders that love playing sports, but also know the importance of taking care of their business and their studies.
All right, Chris, that sounds good. Thanks for always checking in with us. We always look forward to this.
Thank you, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
You're our voice into the world of sports locally.
And you know what? Think about it. I'm really proud of all our area high school teams. They've done so good this year.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos to them all.
Yep.
Go Cards.
Thank you.
It is important, and high school sports I think really brings these communities together, and it's just it's really great to see have some good young ladies and young gentlemen.
Yes, I agree.
Appreciate it, sir. Have a good one.
Thanks,
Thank
Chris.
you.
my friend.
See you next week. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
WSME. If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Wismar and Chappie's Chicken. And for over 50 years, Great Gas and Oil Company has kept our community comfortable year-round with quality heating and products and dependable service. In addition to heating and air conditioning service, Great Gas and Oil Company does generators, tankless water heaters, and quality appliance repair. For service, phone 910-347-7138. Locally owned and operated by Jerry and Jeff Allen and Bobby and Louise Williams. Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. But pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2020 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
This is Robin Knapp, current Vice Chairman of the Board of Commissioners. I'm also a United States Air Force veteran and a retired special agent with NCIS. During the past 8 years, I have never faltered from my stance not to raise taxes or the tax rate, and I voted no the last time we voted on taxes. It is imperative that we continue to strive toward more conservative spending and utilize the funds that we have more efficiently and effectively. Despite our current economic status nationally, we must do everything we can to spend funds wisely, conservatively, and uniquely as we continue to grow as a community. The needs of our citizens and their voices need to be heard because as a commissioner, I represent all of you regardless of political affiliation, religious beliefs, gender, race, and etc. In the last 8 years, I have shown strong and candid leadership, direction, and fortitude in voicing my opinions and voting without outside influence from others or groups, only voting my conscience and what I feel is best for the citizens and not for me. Please vote for me once again as one of your county commissioners. This message was paid for by the committee to re-elect Robin Knapp.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're wrapping up this day. Wow, it's been a busy morning. Busy morning.
Just real quick, one of our listeners sent us a message, and I'm putting it out there. Last year, they sold tomato plants at the farmer's market, and this year they're growing like 20 different varieties for sale. So be sure to go by the
starting them
farmer's
from
market.
seeds here, right?
It didn't say, but 20 different varieties.
Well, if he can give me the varieties that I want, we tell him to.
I'm
I need
sure
to
they're
talk with
listening.
him. I need to talk with him.
Yes, I'll tell them to send us a private message. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, another reason why to go to the Onslow County Farmers Market.
It's because farmers go there and people like
That's
to grow
right.
stuff.
That's right. We're staying local.
Yep.
I like
That's
it.
the whole idea. Yeah. If I can get a message from him, that would be good
Mm-hmm.
as to what he's got, and then I'll pre-place an order.
There you go. If you're listening
That way
there,
I won't have to start 'em from
USNHM.
seeds.
Yes.
Immigration experts are warning the increasing flow of migrants illegally crossing into the United States may significantly impact states' representation in the House of Representatives and the Electoral College. Why do they say that? It's because Mr. Biden signed an executive order right after taking office requiring that the U.S. Census Bureau factor in all residents, including non-citizens, that means illegals, as part of its decennial calculation of the U.S. population. As a result, the appointment of electoral votes for presidential candidates could be swayed as migrants continue to pour over the southern border.
It's Theo.
Hello, deplorable. How are you,
Hello, sir.
Theo?
Deplorables.
We're adorables.
So we're going to put two things to bed today. Two of them.
All right, let's hear it.
Tomato plants?
No, one is that Tom Tillis, your senator, said that we have to support Ukraine. Now, you can cry about your money and your tax money and people, how way they live here and everything, but he just told you we cannot let Putin take over Ukraine. So can we put that to bed today?
I have to agree with that, but here's the problem with that same stupid
There is
bill.
no problem.
With that same stupid bill that was supposed to include money for the border security, did not include anything for the border security. So we're
Here's
still
the other
getting
thing
them.
we're going to put to bed today.
Right.
From 2016 to 2018, the Republicans control the House, the Senate, okay, and the executive branch. Not one immigration bill was passed. So when Tillis says that Biden has blood on his hands, between 2016, put it out in your little brains down there. From 2016 to 2018, you had all three. One thing was passed on the immigration reform. Okay, so now he's holding it till he gets in office, another 8 months. Is that what you want? And you want to decide if you're going to put Biden in or this guy in?
What is
Huh?
immigration
Is that what you
reform?
want?
What is immigration reform?
Okay, you know what immigration reform is, okay?
No, I'm asking
They
you.
could have done something while they had all three branches.
What would
didn't
they
do
have done?
anything, and they're not doing anything right now, Rayford.
What would
okay?
what
put
would
that
you
to bed,
think that they
okay?
should do? What kind of immigration reform?
Rayford, come on now.
No, I'm serious. What do you think? What are you saying immigration reform is?
You tell me what immigration reform is.
That's
The asylum and everything that goes with it.
That asylum?
Okay?
Asylum?
And the DACA too.
Oh, no.
All that stuff was immigration reform.
Oh,
There's
no.
a whole mess of stuff that belongs to immigration reform, and they didn't pass anything.
No.
Why are they holding it now? Why are they holding it?
They should not pass it. They should not have passed it. They should not pass it now. We've got enough people coming into this country. Are we going to open the borders and allow them to come in willy-nilly? Look what we got.
You should have passed reform then.
That is the same thing as allowing them to come in willy-nilly.
Stop blaming Biden for everything, okay?
All right.
Stop blaming that for everything.
We have got to go, Theo.
We will have a chat tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Theo.
Theo.
Bye.
Man, I had to turn my headphones down.
Okay. We're going to take a break for about 22 hours. We'll be back tomorrow. And tomorrow we have Jeff Elmore in here.
Oh, he's going to be calling by phone.
I'll be
He's a
calling, yeah.
candidate for Lieutenant
North Carolina
Governor,
Lieutenant Governor, I believe.
Yes. And then later in the morning, we have another candidate for Onslow County Commissioner that will
Cheryl
be coming
Coulson.
in. Cheryl Coulson.
Good.
I'm anxious to hear from her.
Yep, me too. All right, let's take a break, and we'll be back tomorrow. Coming up right now is news break. Coming up at 10 o'clock this morning, another dose of the Daily D's with Rick Dees. And at 3 o'clock this afternoon, the man, Hollywood,
That's
the man,
right.
will
Our
be in the
man.
house, and we'll be chatting with him. You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, and worldwide, WSME971.com.
WSMU, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.